Well, good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Tonight I've been joined by two of Drum Chapel's finest, Big Stevie and the Bridge Man, joining myself, Oxchair, on the show. Good evening, everybody. How we doing, Stevie?
How we doing, Oxchair? How we doing, listeners? And how's the legend of the Bridge Man? How is he?
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. And what can I say? But to you two guys, a good evening. And to all the Rangers fans all over the world, a great good evening. And to everybody in the Rangers radio area, a fabulous good evening. Well done, everybody.
Well, always good to get used to together. But as I said earlier on, before we went live, it's the only night of the week we have to count the custard creams when used to are about.
I love them. I just love them. That's me had it now.
Painting a bad picture, Ox. Painting a bad picture of the drum.
Well, they can take it anyway. I don't think it's any to do with the Drum Chapel that used to a couple of greedy pigs. Only two and all, when you get together, you have duking competitions.
Oh no.
Anyway, right, we're going to hear from your manager. Obviously, there's news broke about the boardroom stuff. We'll touch on that. We'll start building up to a big game tomorrow night. But first, before we do that, I want to hear from you, Big Stevie, your thoughts since Thursday night.
Absolutely. What can I say? Absolutely fantastic. Sitting here tickled pink about the way the Bears are playing. To go to Tynecastle and get a 2-0 win says a lot about our team, especially after Stevie G left. We were all kind of flat, looking at each other, wondering what was going on. Gio's come in. He steadied the ship, and to go to places like Easter Road, Livingston Easter Road and Tynecastle, guys, what the Bears have done is proud. They really have. I mean, it was intense stuff. It was a nail-biter, but we got there in the end. We got the 2 goals. And what can I say? What about Joe Aribo, guys? What about Big Joe Aribo? See the way he pulled that ball down and stuck that in the pokey? That reminded me of Terry Henry. It really did. Watching Terry, I'm not saying he's the same player as Terry Henry before anybody comes on and says that, but it was Terry Henry-esque, the way the boy pulled the ball down and put it in the pokey. Absolute different class. The big man's in fire now, and long may it continue.
Listen, I think you're right, mate. I think if that goal gets scored in a European Cup final or the World Cup, any stage in the World Cup finals, it's looked back on fondly. It was an absolute magnificent goal. The pass, the technique, the goal, the finish. It's everything you want in the run for midfield. It's you have more difficult goals that people have scored. You have better moves because you'll argue it's one pass, but everything's just executed. The pass, the move, the control, and the technique to finish it is superb, Stevie.
As they have. And see if you think back to the Lyon game, they tried it in the Lyon game and he was unlucky. And the first minutes of the Hearts game, they tried it again and it never came off. And lo and behold, third time lucky, he picked it right out of the sky and tucked it away. But listen, 10 out of 10 to big corner goals. So what a ball, right onto, well, was there rightly exactly onto his toe, but what a ball it was, Franco Baresi stuff.
Oh, Franco Baresi.
Oh, now you're talking.
High praise indeed.
I'd bring him by books any day of the week.
Mm-hmm. And what about the Southside merchandising? Are you buying into some of that, Biggie?
By the way, my phone was red hot today with that very man, and just let me tell you, I can't remember who it was for Clarkston. If he's got bed sheets, I'm getting them. By the way, I'm getting a king size set right away, Southside with the stamp on it, and I believe it is. Did I hear you say, Ox? It was the Holland flag, a Dutch flag.
Yes, I believe so, mate. I believe it is.
Well, like 2 Union Jack Pullers and the Dutch flag. How would that sound? Come on now, Southside.
To be fair, you go Southside, at least you know what side of the bed you need to get in, Big unit.
I love it.
I've been sprawled out all the equator. Just believe me when I tell you.
Oh dear! I believe he's looking to move into mugs after Christmas. Yeah, $1.99 for a Southside mug and £1 if you get his photo on it.
Oh, wow. 199, but if you guys pour you on it, it's only a pound.
You'll kill me. You'll kill me. You'll
Well,
kill me.
no harm.
Right, okay. Right, okay. We're going to hear from your manager, Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, and then we're going to build up to the game and tomorrow night, if that's all right with you two chaps.
That sounds a plan, mate. Let's do it.
Yes, please.
Let's hear from your gaffer.
Hi, Giovanni. First of all, can I just ask you about your reaction to the Europa League draw, Dortmund away, please?
Yeah, well, for me, a very exciting draw. I think not only for me, but for the team as well, as well for the club. You know, playing against the top side in Europe has been so it's a good forecast for us to be able to play two good games against a quality opponent. So in that way, for me, it's a nice draw. You know, it's going to be really hard, but you want the challenges in life and also in football to compete with the best. And you know, we are able to compete with the best now, so we have to be on the top of our game. But really exciting to see the draw against Dortmund.
Another thing I just wanted to ask you about today was Kamar Roof's injury is confirmed as another setback. Can you give us any more information on that injury, please?
Yeah, well, Kamar has a setback again, you know, with the injury. So probably, you know, we're almost you know, the end of the games before the winter break. So it will be for him, hopefully will be fit before it, but, you know, it's not sure yet. So we should have definitely have him back after the winter break.
Thank you, Vanny. Can you give us the squad update for tomorrow night? Any other injuries or players missing?
No, we have the same players who were available on Sunday, so no new injuries, so we'll be good.
For the match against St Johnstone, it will be slightly different to Hearts, and St Johnstone will more than likely sit in and allow you to have the possession. How does that change the mentality of what you need to do in the game?
Well, it doesn't need to change the mentality. For me, there's no difference if you play against a team who will press you high up or defend really deep. I think our mentality always has to be same. You know, with the way we wanted to play, of course, the difference is tactically you should do something different, which is normal. But we prepared the team well enough to also create chances tomorrow against St Johnstone, and that's, you know, what it's all about.
Giovanni, just on the injuries as well, is there any update on Ryan Jack as well?
Well, Ryan Jack is the same with like Kamar. You know, we will hope to have him back, of course, as soon as possible. But you know, I think they would be back, you know, around just before the winter break or during the winter break. So we hope to have Ryan back fully fit when we start after the winter break.
And I know we've spoken about it before in terms of the January transfer window. When you look at the clubs around about you, Hearts have said that they will strengthen in January. Celtic want their business done early. Where are you in terms of targets and the business that you want to do next month?
Well, we have quite a lot of meetings with Ross Wilson, so we know you know what we want to do and in which areas we have to be prepared if something happens. So in that way, we are already preparing the transfer window, and you know, it's always good to be, you know, like you have a squad you want in the end of the window. It's never good when you are entering the window and then the end of the window you are, you know, a less squad than you came in. So the objective for us is to, when the transfer window ends, we should have a quality squad as well.
Giovanni, just want to check with Ryan Jack. Is it linked in any way to his injury previously, last season's injury?
Well, he had. I was happy with him because he came back. You know, he didn't play a lot. You know, we could give him some minutes to play. But then, you know, after I think before the game against Lyon, the last training session, he just had a moment again. really like almost at the end of the session. So he was of course disappointed, but he felt it wasn't as bad as he had before. So hopefully we get him a quick recovery for him. So I'm sure that he will be with us in the next couple of weeks to train again.
Talk there about potential additions, coming out stronger in January. I just wondered, two of your players who excelled at the weekend, Joe Rebo and Ryan Kent, their kind of contracts that will go into the final 18 months of their contracts. Is it something the club are looking to do in terms of tie them onto new deals?
Well, as you said, I think if you play really well, of course you have interest in your players. I want to have my players perform really well. When they perform really well with a club like Rangers, interest will come. But of course, we will look into the contracts as well. As I said before, I think they're true important part of the team. And, I think I'm very positive about them. I think the club is also positive about the players. So eventually, when you're both happy, you can sign a new deal. But we have to see in the coming months how we progress with them.
Hi, Gio. Since the draw against Dortmund, have you been able to speak or text to young Gio or Claudio Reyna since the draw?
No, he sent my son a text. Gio sent a text straight to my eldest son. They were all about almost the same age. So it was good to be drawn against him. It's a special moment for both of us, knowing each other. Well, I know Gio his whole life. So, we visited him, I think 1.5 years ago, watched one of the games for the Dortmund games, and, already been in contact with his dad, Claudio, and which we're good friends. So hopefully he can come to the games as well. So all a very special moment for both of us. But, being the professional we are, we want to be the best for our clubs, which is normal. But, for me, it's really special because I've known Gio for his whole life. He's named after me. So, it's they won't come better like that.
And switching back to the domestic front, Scott Arfield's been quite impressive under your reign. Is he the type of player where you want to try to fit him into your system, or is he one of those kind of special players where you're happy for him to play his natural, almost swashbuckling kind of role?
Well, I think I like Scott. He's one of the players. Of course, you already knew some players. I didn't know Scott really well. Of course, I saw some footage, but that's why it's important for me to be on the pitch, to be with the players, look in their eyes, see their qualities in the training sessions, but also in the games. And I think Scott is a player who can, really uses his strength in the system we play. So for me, he doesn't have to play different than he is used to. He can just play in the role which suits him. I think if you have that in your team and players can play the natural way, they're always more effective. And the last games he played really well. I'm really happy, as I said before, with the players, with the task we are giving them in games, offensively but also defensively. And I think Scott is doing really well with the things we want him to do.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Brilliant, quite a lot of information there. I just want to introduce you to my son, Southside, Stevie. No, it's fantastic that they two became fabulous players, Giovanni Van Bronckhorst and Claudio Reyna. Fabulous players, the two of them. And great that they became friends of our club. Fantastic.
brilliant. Two technically gifted players, isn't they? Reina was did his all for us. We called it Reina.
I liked him, mate. I thought he was a smashing player.
Captain America.
Played a lot.
Brilliant.
Gave you everything. You know, maybe not as skillful as Giovanni, but God, he can play the game. Bridgeman,
Wonderful player. A very quiet player in general, you know. But we're very effective. He made some lovely passes, created some good goals, some tremendous assists, particularly one to Barry Ferguson. Yeah, Barry went in and smashed it against them. Fabulous. Just wonderful. But a very clever player. Very clever player. And I liked him. I liked him as a footballer. Very good.
Aye, and listen, some mixed news. Obviously, Ryan Jack, it doesn't seem quite bad. He'll hopefully be back training soon and everything we can get. Kemar Roof, bit of concern. Injured again. So I had a quick look, Stevie, at Kemar Roof's stats. He joined us last August. And since he came in, he's played 56 games for his only 36 starts, mate. Yeah, 20 sub. But he scored 28 goals, you know.
It's a good return, isn't it?
Aye. People will argue we don't get him on the park often enough. He's been involved in 13 league games this season. I didn't realise it was as many as that, you know. So he's been involved in most of the league games. So, you know, you say, he's injured again. But when you look at that, last year he was involved in 24 league games, 18 starts, 6 substitute appearances, yeah. You know, maybe people will argue it's not enough. He's consistently injured. Or some people might say, Bridgeman, that should he be playing international football because he always seems to get a knock, doesn't he?
He does indeed. He does indeed. And that's a bit a lot of folk don't like to see when any of our players take a wee knock. And it might just be a wee knock, but it might be within 3 or 4 days it becomes a big knock because you don't really know how bad it is. You know, you're away with the Scotland squad. By the time you get back to your own coaches and that, you might find that it's a lot worse. Hence, you know, sometimes you hear a man was injured playing for Scotland, and sometimes the SFA disagree with it, you know. So it's got to be watched. And I just hope the guy gets back. I really do. I think he's a smashing player. Hope he gets back soon.
It'd be interesting to see how his Rangers career pans out as we move forward with Sakala coming in and maybe becoming a fan's favourite. But I think there's a place for Ruth in game, Steve, because he's a finisher,
He is. He could finish all right, Ox. He's a natural finisher, but I like him. You know, you want the boy to be back. You want him to get on that bench because the rotation with Sakala and Alfie, there's always that chance when somebody's going to get injured. You know what I mean? And unfortunately for Roof, it's Roof again. But I like Kemar Roof. You know, his stats are really good regarding his goal ratio, but getting on that part, you know, I wish he could get a real good full season under his belt and see what he can really do, you know. But there was an interesting thing said at that presser, Ox. I don't know if you picked it up on. Swashbuckling. Now, if I'm not too right, is that no wee George V. Case word?
Aye, it is.
Is it?
He's always swashbuckling.
Yes.
Mate.
I
forgot that. Does that not prove my point that Giovanni listens, mate?
He does listen. Dude, that's what I was coming to. And by the way, the reporter that answered the question, I don't know who he is, but he must be listening to the show as well when he's talking about swashbuckling.
I know that. What I do know that there's 3 on the show and one of us are watching the football, and it's no me and it's no you.
No.
Throw me out there.
Yellow card, man.
It's not me either. I'm not watching any football, pal. I'm listening to you guys.
I'll get Fox to come in and give a technical decision on that. Right, I'm a swashbuckling. I like that. I like it, Stevie, yeah. George, you take the credit for that one. But I don't think there's going to be many changes. For Saturday, Saturday, tomorrow night. What's your thoughts, Stevie, in the Bridge?
No, I don't think the team will change much at all. St Johnstone, look, they're a team that they always give us a game here. And we need to make sure we don't let our guard down thinking, the hard bit's done here at Tynecastle. We could just go to Ibrox and walk over and win. The team will not change much. There might be an odd tweak. You might get Hadji on and Scotty Arfield getting off, even though Arfield's been playing out his skin for us. I think the manager might do something like that, but I think we'll have the whole look at the whole. There'll be. I can only see one change. There'll no any more than that, 100%. But it's got to be a hard game with Morocco, and we can't go out here thinking, no, we could just turn up and win. We've got to get the job done, sleeves up, get the sensible heat on, get Alfie back, playing the way Alfie plays. And Sakala was excellent Sunday there. He was excellent, so he was his pace. And the nice wee cutback for Alfie for the goal. They two seem to be linking up well, but I wouldn't be changing the team too much.
Exact same team?
The exact same team for me, but I think the manager will tweak it.
How's he going to tweak it?
Arfield. I think he'll rest Scotty Arfield and he'll put on Hadji.
All right, okay. I don't think any of them will be getting sold the January window. Tavernier, Bassey, Roof and Hadji. I don't think any of them will be sold because that would Kelly be knackered, wouldn't he?
I'm sure he would. That's just
oh dear. Do you think there'll be money changes, Bridge?
I did say last night. I couldn't see any they could make to make a difference. I thought our team played very well the weekend. It's a different game at Ibrox, so the manager and his coaching staff may see some wee areas where they can tweak. I don't know what that would be, but obviously what you don't want is you don't want to lose goals tomorrow night. You just don't want it to happen. A clean sheet and a victory is what you want.
I don't mind losing a goal if we score 8, mate.
Of course. But starting from there, just want Rangers to win, get 3 points on the board, and how we do it is another thing. It shouldn't be. We should have no fears. The team that played in the weekend there were very, very good against Hearts. I thought anyway. Even though we gave them a lot of the possession, allowed them to run the games for big chunks yet, 10 minutes at a time and things like that, we still held them out quite well.
All right, mate. All right. Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Aye, it'll be interesting. I get your change, Stevie. It's more positive because hopefully we're looking for that wee bit of guile in there. Understand it, what you're saying. One sitter, Kemar Roof, and charge, really.
Aye. I just think we've got to be mentally strong here. We can't go out here thinking we've been to Easter Road, we've been to Tynecastle, we've had a great result against Lyon. We've got St Johnstone. We've got to keep game by game, mentally fix ourselves and go out there and do it. That's why I think he'll play the same team for Sunday, give or take an odd wee tweak here or there. But we'll see what it takes us, guys. I'm pretty confident we'll win tomorrow by 2 clear goals. There you go. But we can't go thinking we're just to turn up. That's when you go. That's when things go pear-shaped.
What was that prediction, mate? What was that prediction?
1 by 2 clear goals.
And what about the second half?
Here's hope they've got their eye, A Bridgeman would do.
Bridgeman for the end of the season, but I'm looking to get some goals tomorrow night. I'm going for double, but you're going for
You're going for 4, are you?
Very brave.
I feel as if we're playing well, we're making chances, we've got pace, we've got guile, we've got players playing with confidence, Bridge.
We have indeed, yes, and it's nice to see and nice to be supporting because you just feel really up for the game and really happy watching our team. Some of the moves were just heavenly, absolutely brilliant. So that's a few minutes of that, and let's go on and do it and show the world what we can do and show St Johnstone that we're no mugs. And number 29 I hope he gets taken off. That's what I hope. With exhaustion.
And a stretcher.
I'm saying that with exhaustion. I don't want a stretcher, mind you. Well, the stretcher's all right.
I wouldn't worry about him. It's so us putting the ball in the net, and if we play at that high tempo that we've been started, we'll blitz them after park. We'll blitz them. Nobody will live with that pace of Kakala, pace of Kent. Morella's playing at centre forward. Hadji, Arfield, Joe Rebo and all that coming from midfield, mate. And the man that makes it all happen at the moment is Kamara going and getting the ball and just playing the other ones and letting it happen, Stevie.
Yep. Listen, we've got playmakers there. We've got listen, you mentioned that we've got pace up front. We've got playmakers, and let's be honest. See if Val's got it in his head that he's going out here, he could keep that whole back line there. He's occupied himself. Never mind Ryan Kent, Joe Aribo, and Sakala running at them. So I'm expecting a good, easy game where we can at least get two. I'd be delighted if we go to Ibrox Samora 2-0. There you go.
I get it. Of course.
2-0, 3 points. But again, I'm agreed. I hope to God it's what you say.
I've seen how many custard creams you've had.
I wonder we're live. Maybe I'll tell you, please.
I know, but I get it. Look, I would want goals, Bridge. I would want to keep clean sheets. We want to see good football and all, mate.
Oh, 100%. 100%. But I think more than anything, the fans deserve to see good football. I'm just a bit of an old devil. I don't want to lose any goals at all. So that's why I'm quite happy with 1-0. And as long as we're playing good football, entertaining the troops, that's what matters, really. I know folk think a 1-0 is not entertaining. You're looking for 5-0 or something like that. Well, that could happen too, you know. But you always get some good games at 1-0.
Yes, Stevie.
Can I get back to the presser? What do you think of Giovanni saying he's had so many meetings with Ross Wilson, and we want to have more quality in the side at the end of the transfer window. We don't want to be weaker, we want to have better quality. Do you think there's something in the pipeline there?
Well, I think better never stops to coin a phrase. You're looking for maybe fringe players to go, and you've got guys maybe coming to the end of their Rangers career, you know, guys like Middleton who are not coming back, and you multiply them through, Jake Hasty, to name a few, and there's guys' contracts are going to be up, who's renewed, who's going to replace. Will Jack Simpson go, what's happening with Katic? Did they two disappear into the sunset? You then maybe look to bring in another centre-half of better quality to help take us to the next level. I just think you're constantly tweaking. They'll know what's happening more than we do. I will speak to Giovanni tomorrow and see if I can get in off him, but we'll see where it takes us. I think that's their job. The plan, the people's ages, lengths of contracts, who's left, who's looking to sign. They'll know who's gone, who's staying. Who's if we had any offers in already for players that maybe people are looking at it, the club's looking at it, the players looking at it. We don't know. The devil's always in the details, Stevie. Yeah. But if you're not planning for that constantly, as a football club, you ain't doing the fans a service, mate.
No, yeah. Listen, I think Ross Wilson's always been on the ball, and I think he's got a plan A, B, C, and D. But I just hope that we're not going to lose any of our big hitters. That's all.
No, you might because somebody might have come in, sat down and say, look, I need to go for A, B, C. This reason, that reason, and another. But it might not be public yet. You'll never know, mate. You'll never know. I'll put it to you this way. If I was running the logistics department, I'd be saying, right, who's on that truck? Who does enough? Who do you have to replace? Who's it time to go? Who's never doing anything? And you move them on. You're constantly better never stops, mate, yeah?
You would just have a fight with them or sack them.
The answer.
I'm totally worried at the fact that I don't want to lose any of our players. I think our team's starting to hit a bit of form, and You know, I can understand fringe players all they want.
We've got guys like Middleton, Hasty that are not going to be back at the club, but it looks like Barker, you know, and they're all take wages, so you know, so you might have to sit down and say, right, who goes, who's staying, and take it for there, because they carry quite a big squad, really, don't we?
Aye,
you
we
know,
have.
The boy Simpson's not getting a look in at all, is he?
No.
You know? No.
Look at the bench at Tynecastle. Dear God, man, it was solid, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. That's no Highlander, no Ryan Jack there.
I know.
No Katic, unbelievable.
Katic is an interesting one, Bridge, and I know we like the big one, but you don't know, do you?
No, you just don't, and that's a God's honest truth. You just don't.
Can I cut across you too? Just that some other people might be listening, and some of our social media outlets, Facebook, YouTube, etc. The Rangers Radio homepage is having some technical difficulties tonight. The staff are on it. We're paying them actually double time because it's after time, but we're technically They're on it. They're on it. Especially for Mr. S. Kipper, he'll know what to do himself. You know, but we'll see what it takes us. Look, there's a lot of fringe, and people come, people go, and they maybe don't get the games they think they were going to get, and some people might want to move on, Steve, yeah?
No, that's it. You don't know what's going on in the background, you know, till it happens, but my worry is, Ox, the team's starting to pull well. Just before when Bronkhorst came in, we were awful stale. We won the fight, we were losing goals, the first goal all the time. Gilles came in, steadied the ship, he's got the team playing, he's tweaked it, they're all playing well in the positions he's asked them, and they're doing what they're doing, they seem all happy, and then you come to this transfer window, you just don't want the apple cart upset, no? You know, you just want the team to, they're coming right onto a game, and man, some of the football we played on Saturday was there was one burst, we went up the park, it was one touch with Morelos, and don't know if it was Kamara or it was Aribo, I can't mind. They'd done nice wee 1-2s all the way up the park, resulting in Alfie having a pop. But some of the football we've been playing there and wee bursts have been absolutely amazing. You know, my fear is somebody's going to come in with some lousy cash and we're going to sell one of our big hitters, you know, and I just hope it goes away, you know. I'm a wee bit worried about that. That's all, you know. But I think it might be more of the fringe players, as you say.
You know, listen, you'll have somebody's name in a box, you'll have your valuation there, how much you would need and who you would look at to replace. You know? It's constant, mate. It's got to be constant. You've got to constantly look to involve, you know? No, we can't keep this group of players, mate. What is it? One game and 56 have lost. Arguably some of the best form ever in our history, mate. Ever.
That's the truth on that one. That's the truth on that one.
You know, so they're a special group, whether we like it or no. People argue about trebles and different things. I get all that. The field and the cups they have, particularly in the last 18 months, the 3 cup competitions, arguably should have had a treble and been in an R final, gone for the trophy this weekend. I understand that, but in the league, in the last 18 months, 1 defeat in 56 games. Well, obviously it's a wee bit longer. You go back into the previous season, but it's frightening, Bridge, yeah?
Absolutely, pal. Absolutely. I think shall we say, the streak of luck that we've had, because we were losing that first goal so many times, it gets a bit wearing on players if they're defensive. Every time you turn around the defenders, it's struggling to get the ball or lose the ball and give it away, and all of a sudden there's a goal, and you get fed up. People do get fed up, no problem there. So the way Rangers are playing, they've responded to all that is nothing short of amazing. Fantastic. And here, they brought the new manager in who's just seemed to step right in there and tweak things and made things better. And so all of a sudden, we're scoring the first goal ourselves. Great stuff. Just great. And what a performance at the weekend. What a performance. Fabulous. Fabulous.
Oh, it's unreal, isn't it? One game in 56. And look the way we lost that game at Tannadice.
We should
And
have
man, no, man, no, the ball. I mean, the way that ball fell for that boy, man. You couldn't ask for it any better. He thought it was just sheer luck. Their goal was just sheer lucky, and then we pounded them into the ground and just couldn't get the ball in a pokey. You know, as you said, it's absolutely. See, when you take a step back and you look what that group's done last year, they broke all the records and everything else. The Tims have they beat us in 2 years. Dearie me, man. They're absolutely, they've done us proud. They really have. And in Europe, what is it, the last 16 a couple of times? And, you know, it's been unbelievable. Absolutely fantastic what they've done.
Is that the same Tims as the greatest team in the world at the moment? Is that the same ones?
But I think sometimes in football, and Bridge, you maybe be the man to ask this, and I'm not being facetious when I say this. Sometimes it's like artists, you maybe don't get a credit till you're finished, yeah?
100%. You know, they're 100 years dead, and all of a sudden, the stuff they've painted, you know, are just wonderful to look at.
Would that be the same with that ceiling you done in Drumchapel when you're on your street?
Probably. If it's one of the hoosies that didn't get pulped in. Yeah. Right. No, that's the truth. You know, what you said there is absolutely right. There's some people, you know, that the story goes on long past their death days.
What I'm saying is these boys will get lauded about, you know,
in
5, 10 years' time. But hopefully that 56 can become 86, Stevie, and then the league title's coming back again, yeah?
Oh, aye. 100%. By the way, who's to say we'll no go on a run here and no get beat again?
Now, mate. That defeat was in August. That defeat was the second week in August or something, mate, you know? And we've kicked on for there. Yeah, we've trapped silly points. We know about Aberdeen, Hearts and Motherwell. You know, we know about these 6 points, but that's what happens over this course of this season. We've got a caller coming in, but I think you've got a shout out. We've got a shout out. And Stevie, we shout out for some of the Rangers family. They're connected to the Rangers family. Some boys a group of boys are doing quite well, and we've got a boy we want to shout out. Yeah, on you go, mate.
Aye, it's for the Sons of Struth 2007s. They're sitting second in the league there. They had a cracking win at St Peters there in Paisley. They beat them 2-1 to take them second in the league. And there's a particular wee player I gave man in the Matchday Saturday, wee Jay. I hope he's listening, the wee man. He was absolutely outstanding. He was a wee player in the park, but that goes for nothing. That wee man's a wee terror. He gets right in about it. And I hope the wee bar is listening. And well done, wee man. You were my man in the match. But the whole of the Sons of Struth, the football academy itself, is absolutely doing themselves proud. They went to Benfica. They chartered their own plane. They went away over there and they came back and they had their awards ceremony last week there in the exhibition centre. Fantastic stuff. It really is for a football academy. The guys that run it, right down to all the coaches and all the wee bells, all the players, they've done themselves proud. But I just thought that they're due a wee shout out. Also, they're connected to the Rangers family. You're totally right. And let's hope they go on and win a league. Okay.
Yeah. Just tell them Oxford said second's the first runner-up, all right?
Aye.
We want the winners. All right, talking about winners, we've been joined by Bob G. Evening, Bob G.
Evening, folks. How you doing?
Hi, Bob.
All right. What level was that you were watching Southside? Was it under 18s?
No, 14s, mate. 14s.
Under 14s, the kids. Aye. Well, that's the lifeblood of every club, isn't it? Is to try and bring through as many good, young, talented players as we can. Some of them might make it, some of them might not. But again, good luck to the laddies. I hope they win their league. Excellent. Anyway, I'm looking forward to tomorrow night to try and get another 3 points on the board. And as we all are, I'm not taking anything for granted, never. Take a professional approach, go out, do the business and get a win. Yeah. That's all we ask.
Yeah. Bob, sorry.
No, on you go, Stevie.
No, I was just going to say, Bob J, that's my worry. You know, Rangers have been to all these tough places, the Tony Macaroni, Easter Road, Tynecastle. You don't want them thinking we're back at home, we just need to turn up, you know. They've got to go out with the same attitude as Sunday, you know.
There won't be any complacency.
Aye, and with you saying that there, it kind of backed up my thinking, you know, and I thought, that's great. That's how it should be, man.
And I'll go to Bridge first, then back to you, Bob J. The way that team celebrated coming off that park on Sunday, have they got the bit between their teeth to coin a face, Bridge?
Yeah, I think so. I think there was moments in the game when we saw sheer brilliance, sheer absolute brilliance. We're looking for that to become more like the norm, right? More of the norm. That's the way Rangers should play, and I think that's what Van Bronckhorst sees there. He sees that. He's coaching them to do all this, and this is the way the Rangers should play. And there's nobody can actually match us. Nobody will be able to match us. Hearts are probably one of the best teams in the league. And the points, it was during that game, there was times that they couldn't get near us. They just couldn't get near us. We were absolutely outstanding. That's the way I want to go. Keep it going, Gio. Keep it going.
Yeah, would you agree with that? Bit between the teeth to coin a phrase, Bob J?
Absolutely. Like I said to you last night, there seemed to be a togetherness, a happiness, an improvement in morale in the squad. For Gerard went away. I'm not knocking him, I'm just stating a fact.
Don't mention happiness.
Well,
so Bridge will start saying Kid Dodd. Carry on.
Yeah, aye. You know, there's a togetherness, you know, a brightness, everything about it. I thought the one-touch football was outstanding. As Bridge says, the Hearts are one of the best teams in the league, and you know, we made them look sort of a second rate at times. We were one-touch stuff. And at the end of the game, when the boys went to the supporters, especially Alfie, because we all know how happy Alfie can get when he gets hooked. But he was delighted with the result. You could see that. And so that's the spirit we want in the squad, and we want it to continue. And we're quite sure it will. So it's always good.
Steve,
a lot of football to be played. A hell of a lot of football to be played, boys. Let's not take none for granted. But things are looking better. Things are looking up what they were sort of the first half of the season. A flatness. Well, you know the history. You didn't need me to tell you. But it's a lot brighter now. So let's go for it.
Stevie, in you come.
Oh, you're talking about harmony. See, at the end of that game, I was absolutely killing myself. Kamara goes up to wee Alfie and says, somebody stuck one on my chin. You see wee Alf looking, gone, and he slaps him in the face, and he kind of says, like, you're all right. It was like father and son, you know. He's like, what? Who done that to you? No, you're all right. You're brand new. But I noticed, I seen a wee video on YouTube at the end of the game, and Big Lundstrom was giving the Hearts fans it, and you could see the happiness get off apart. It's good to see them like that again, because we were flat at one point, and whatever happened, Gio's rejuvenated them 100%. They're playing better, and they're a lot more happier, and long may it continue.
Here. I think it's noticeable, Stevie. I really do. I think I don't know if it playing with the shackles off or just fresh voices. I don't want to ever go at the previous regime, but I think we do admit it went a bit stale what we were watching, yeah?
Oh, aye. Oh, but still, listen, there's no a better alive. No, tell you, we were losing the first goal and having to fight back there for how many games? And then it was flat, and it was lethargic, is that the word? And it was slow, and you name it. And now we've all this lease of life, and I'm putting it down to Gio. You know, I really am. Since the guys came in, man, it's just been dear. No 5 games, 1 draw. No 5 wins, 1 draw since he's come in. We've been absolutely brilliant. 6 games. Brilliant.
Aye, I definitely see that. I don't know if people would say people playing with a smile on their face. I don't know if that's just a bit flippant to say that, but I definitely see a difference, Bob J.
Oh, absolutely. An absolute difference. You saw it on Sunday. You've seen it in the previous games. For Gio took her. I mean, you go back earlier on in the season up at Tannadice, the performance was terrible. Getting beat for that lot. I mean, all right, you can get beat. We're going to get beat again, let's face it. That's football. But it was slow, laborious, non-methodical. It just you know, there didn't seem to be a spark about it. And until Gios came in, he's ignited a spark in it, and it's great. So as long as it keeps going, we're all happy bears, starting for tomorrow night. So let's hope so. We've done a lot of hard work, Easter Road, Tynecastle, and etc. So we've got 3 home games in the trot, a chance of a maximum 9 points. Let them grab it, grab the opportunity, get the points on the board. Let them see that we're more than capable. So, yeah, if they slip up, I think they're gone. Like I do, I really do. I know it's early doors, but if they slip up, I think they're gone.
I hope you're right, mate. I hope you're right.
Oh, I think so. Look at their situation and on. We can see it, and you know, if they slip up, I think you know they'll lose a bit of belief. I hope so. I've been wrong before though.
Bridgeman, Giovanni Van Bronckhorst has come in with his coaching staff, and people will say he's tweaked the system, but the personnel, it doesn't seem to change the personnel as dramatic as before, does he?
No, he's kept the core of the team, and he's just slightly changed the way they play 90% of their game, and particularly the fullbacks. And you see the difference in them. They're not going up the park. They're not rampaging up the park. They're picking their moments. And if they try to go up the park, the captain and their vice captain, whatever, is getting them into trouble for going too far. You can see that happening in the game. But there's other times when they do go up, and it's it's expected them to do it, and the midfield step back and cover up. So they're working for each other, and I think they're working wonderfully well. And it's really great to see. Early days, and we could become a right good outfit. We're a good outfit now, but we've become a right good outfit. And there's very few teams will stand in our way if we get it right.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we looked at these fixtures. We had, we were going away to Livingston, taking the European ones out, just talking about the league stay. We away to Livingston, home to Dundee, away to Hibs, away to Hearts, and then we had a run of 3 league games. And obviously we get 2 traditional tricky games. But hopefully we can now go and win the next 5, and that'll put us in a really strong position, yeah. And this team has got the ability to do it.
Oh, 100%. Ox, winning games breeds confidence. And now that we've been to Tony Macaroni, we've been to Easter Road, been to Tynecastle, we've been away to Lyon, we beat Dundee there at Ibrox, and we beat Sparta. That, you telling me that's no snowballing with these guys, that's no breeding confidence. I think Borner's a better player. I think Borner's got a lease of life in him. I think Joe Aribo's probably the happiest he's been playing at Ibrox. Alfie's got a smile on his face again. Now, I'm not imagining this. I can see that actually happening. You know, look at McGregor. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, people, including myself, by the way, I'm going to put my hand up after the Hampden Cup final. I thought, nah, something's not right with that boy. He needs trapped. I was one of the guys that said maybe we need to look at McLaughlin coming in and giving him a wee breather. My God, man. Day to day, he's made me eat my words big time. You know?
Yeah, you were not alone. I mean, come on. That's the trouble when we sometimes we talk with our heart, no with our head when we have a bad result, mate. You know what I mean? You know, we react, and sometimes you can all be OTT right after a football game, Bob Jarrett.
Oh, your emotions are on a roller coaster, eh? Especially when you support Rangers. There's one difference I notice, boys, and you're bound to notice it yourself. That night against Aberdeen, when we tried to be Paris Saint-Germain and pass the ball out in the 6 years, but we got dispossessed, and the laddie rolled the ball into the back of the net. Did you notice the difference last week in Lyon when they were playing the same type of game? You know, playing the short ball at the edge of your own 18 years box, passing the ball along the back line. The improvement in it wasn't real. It was great. What a difference. So I don't know where all the slowness and laboriousness came to the last regime. And it did, let's be honest. Something wasn't right. Something was not right. But whatever it is, Mr. Bronkhorst has came in and he seems to have righted it. So on we go and try and get some trophies in the cabinet. Eh? It's as simple as that.
Yeah. And to do that, we need to win football matches, and that starts...
Well, it'd be to be 3-0 down to Hibs after half an hour, well, there was definitely something wrong. We're better than that. Much better than that. Sorry about that, Ox.
No, it's all right, mate. It wasn't the 3-1 that disappointed me about the Hibs. You can get freak results for that. It was the fact that with the whole of the second half and we couldn't put the ball in the net to put the tie up there, because I genuinely believe if we'd have got one goal, we would have got the equaliser. I know that's it, but it's gone now. You have to deal with it. That's what disappointed me, yeah? You know, if I'm being honest, you know. Right, so...
Can I come in a wee minute?
Yes, mate.
Just one of the boys, I think it was Bob J, mentioned he was very pleased with Borna Barisic. Actually, that incident with the young lad getting second yellow card, I think he was absolutely fantastic, Borna Barisic. His attitude, the way he shoved the guy off him, all the rest of the fight he was in, you could see the fight in him. That's what you want in a fullback. Fight your own, stand your own ground.
It's a big unit, Borna, isn't it?
Absolutely, you know. And that wee nutcase, he started it in the first minute, smashed into him. So he knew there was coming. Certain things were coming that day. It happened. Oh, I'm so pleased. I was very pleased with him. That made his day.
We have to start winning football matches, Stevie, and it starts tomorrow night. A team that gave us a wee bit of problem in the cup last year, but obviously we beat them in the league. But we need to go out and win the game first and foremost, a bridge man. But I'm looking for it. I was genuinely looking for a couple of goals tomorrow night. Yeah.
I think most of the Rangers, most of the Bears that are going tomorrow night will be looking for a bit of silky soccer tomorrow and a good display, a good comfortable win. But let's not take our eye off the ball. Let's not go. Let's make that happen. But let's don't think it's happening before a ball's kicked. Because Johnson, you know yourself, all these teams at the bottom of the league, when it comes to playing the Rangers, they up the ante. And by the way, mark my words, they'll be in with the boot tomorrow. You believe me. Our players will need to watch what they're doing tomorrow. They'll be in with the boot. I can't remember the big defender at the back. He scored the goal in the cup final. Oh, I can't remember his name.
Adam Rooney.
Sean Rooney.
Aye. He'll be out to kill tomorrow. You mark my words. He'll be absolutely out to kill.
Your school was full
so,
of
but
win a bridge. Right.
There's a Sean.
Aye, but if you on that pitch and Kent gets out there and isolates him and he pulls him out of the wing, he doesn't want to go there because he knows that Kent can just run past him. So that's when you were playing inside and tapping him, you're right playing into that guy's horns, mate, making the game easy for him. I don't understand it. You know, I don't understand it. You know, but anyway, we move on and it's all about winning football matches, momentum, performances. Bob J, you're Gio tomorrow. What's the team?
My team? Oh, I said it last night, Ox. To me, it would be the same lineup. Maybe Scott Wright would come in for Arfield. No Scott Wright. You might think maybe Lundstrom would come in for Arfield. I would do that. Aye. That's my personal choice, but whether that happens, I don't know. You might go with the same side as Sunday.
What's your rationale? Is it just because Scotty's played a lot of football, or is it because we've got a lot of games in a few days?
I think Scotty Arfield was in there for a battle out in the middle of the park with Hearts, and it worked a treat, eh? Mm-hmm. But then again, thinking what Southside says there, that big boy in the middle of the park for them, that Rooney, is a big tough boy. So, yeah, okay. Second thoughts, keep Scotty Arfield in there. Same lineup as Sunday. There you go.
All right, okay.
Well, something off there, it's Stevie. No Southside.
Oh, is that you, Stevie? I'm sorry, bud. I'm getting old. I'm not getting old. I'm old. Apologies, Stevie. I'll remember from now on. I'll remember for the next 10 minutes.
I can understand why you get the two of them mixed up. I really can understand, you know.
I think you should continue doing it.
You'll not underestimate that Clackmannanshire accent of mine anyway, that's a certain. Apologies, lads. I'll try and do that with all your names. I
can assure you, they've both been called worse.
Oh,
have they? Aye, I know. I mean, I was standing at the barbies on Bridge and Boat Around. I remember all your names.
Oh, that's shocking.
If you were standing
this is what I'm getting told. Bridge. I don't believe it, by the way.
If you were standing at the bar in Bridgeport around, time would stand still, mate.
Nah, I don't believe it. I'm only pulling his leg. He's pulling his leg, the man.
I'll tell you now, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Bridge has no problem ordering drinks for people. Get that. Ox will pay for that.
I'm sure that's not the case.
That's the case. That's the case. No problem.
I'll find out when I come through there and meet you all one day. That's for sure. I'm going to do that, by the way.
That would be brilliant. It really would be brilliant, you know.
I'll do that.
We can introduce Big Stevie to your friends. Just call him the Southside.
I know. Absolutely.
You'll know Southside Stevie, wouldn't he? He'll be the one with the flag around his neck.
Excuse me, Ox, I was up this morning. I got up my Tuesday to see that old uncle of mine and talk away about Rangers all morning. And him and I were sitting. See that wee guy, I didn't want to use a word, an ethnic minority word, but see that wee guy that's barred out of Ibrox? Is he still there at the tube station every week, is it? You know what I mean? The wee Ulster, I've got to say, the wee Pakistani boy.
I think we'll leave that one, in case we go where we should go, but I'm not sure at the moment, mate. I'm not sure.
I've seen him on YouTube. He's a scream.
I know, but we'll leave that one.
I'll leave it. Okay. Aye, absolutely. I'm not going to in depth on him. I'm just, I'll see him Monday. Yeah.
He's had these moments, right? Okay. We're going to have a tune coming up, and people want to join us. What's the number, Bridgeman? Shout out the number.
The number's 0141 356 1972.
And we can come on here and talk about Big Stevie.
They can talk about it today with the famous Glasgow Rangers. Come on!
Come on, Rangers.
If you any relationship advice you need, Stevie's your man. Bridgeman will do DIY the night, and anything you want to talk about, come and join us. Get yourself in mute. We're going to have a tune.
Rangers, we'll be with you, though the way be hard and long, and in your fight for glory, you will hear the Rangers song. We were with you against Juventus when you put off that marvelous fight. And we followed you to Holland on that long remembered night. We'll be with you at the airport when you fly out in the plane to the fields out there in Europe in search of be with you, though the way is long and hard. Where you lead, then we will follow, right behind you every yard. They will know that we're right ready. Easy, easy is our cry. They'll know that Glasgow Rangers, they will always do or die. We'll go with you to the final when you walk into the sun, and the whole world will be watching when we show them how it's done. They will see our banners waving Hear the thunder when you score, and the fields out there in Europe, they will hear our voices roar. But should you fail at the final, then no blame will come to you, for we know you do your duty when you wear the famous blue. And when you come home to Ibrox, you'll find a welcome at your door, and your fans will still be singing that we'll support you evermore. Oh, Rangers, we will be with you, though the way is long and hard. Where you lead, then we will follow, right behind you every yard. For we'll be flying and we'll be sailing, we'll be there 10,000 strong. And then your fight for glory, we will sing the Rangers song.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
So that was a classic, Stevie, wasn't it? Oh, Stevie. Oh, don't dare hit to me. Bob J, that was a classic, wasn't it? A classic number.
That's an absolute classic song, aye. Nice foot stomper there. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
A
That's, I
wee
don't
foot
think
stomper.
has that been on before?
Oh, aye.
All right, there you go.
It's not my favourites, but aye, it's a good number. Good number.
Ah,
Tells a story, doesn't it? Tells a story.
Brilliant.
As long as it's about the Rangers, that's what matters, isn't it?
Aye.
Is Big Stevie back with us, or does he fell off his... Oh, we seem to have lost him. Hopefully we're back with us. Right, okay. Just come and join us.
Wife might be getting my doing.
Wouldn't be the first time, not be the last. Big game tomorrow night. I don't think any of us have seen many changes, Bridgeman. You know, is that a good thing for you?
A good thing for me, but look, we're going to start coming into the jam with lots and lots of games coming up very quickly, one after the other. So these ones is going to be a relief that we're away, that we're at home, and we need to go in and do it. And that's not to say that we could start with the same team we did last week and then start changing at half time, for instance, providing everything's going all right. Because we had a really good first half against that. So I thought 2 great goals, a few chances, a few others, you know. I think we were excellent. So I'm looking for the same type of performance from them. And this time, put the ball away. When the chances come, put it away.
Right, it's a big game. I mean, I think once we get in tomorrow night, Bridge, we'll play these one of games. Then we play tonight and then we play Saturday. Then we don't play till Boxing Day again, yeah?
Yeah.
You know, so after the day, the Boxing Day, then we play 3 games in pretty short, but then we'll get the break. So once we get these 2 games out of the way, tomorrow night and Saturday, there's a bit of light at the end of the tunnel, if you know what I mean.
Huge.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely.
You know.
And we obviously, these are the 2 games in particular we need to win. We need the continuity of the manager and so on and so forth. So he's got to see how that coming and it gives him a better idea when he plans further forward as to what changes need, what replacements are needed and so on and so forth. So I'm sure I heard the manager in an interview on the news saying that he was talking to Ryan Kent and who's the other one? What do you call it? Aribo. He was talking to Aribo about the contract extension. He was hopeful that happens by the sound of it.
I hope so, mate. I hope so. Contracts are important, but I don't think, like, we get caught up. Everybody gets caught up with your fan's favourite, Bob Jebb. But modern football, players see out their contract. It might be Connor Golson. Lundstrom done it when he signed with us. Unfortunately, it's a downside of modern football.
Well, it is. I mean, a lot of these contracts are no worth the paper they're written on it. Because as well, Ken, these English clubs are awash with money and they can just come up and buy anything they want. So, but at the end of the day, if the boy is interested in signing a long-term deal and the day come up, then you can, well, it's an advantage or a disadvantage, and you can get a lot of money off them. Yeah? You didn't want a boy coming to the end of his contract or the end of his deal and gone away doing there for nothing. So I was talking to Aribo and Kent, well, if they're going to come up here for them, they're going to 85 for them. I think that's basically the way it works. Eh? But in modern day football, a lot of these contracts are not worth the paper they're written.
No. I think Big Stevie's back with us now. All right, Stevie boy.
Yes, mate. Yes, brand new. I don't know what happened there. A wee technical problem. Yes, sir.
Happens, mate. It happens. Gremlins. Right. Okay. Do you enjoy that tune? A wee foot trapper. That tells a story, doesn't it?
It does the half, aye. He's got to add a wee bit of percussion to it there, get the old flute out. Yeah.
I love it.
A wee toe tapper, that one, I'll tell you.
This show's just full of musical talent. Maybe we'll have a talent competition one night. It could be interesting.
Aye.
You know?
Talent competition.
I'm afraid Bob Gerald won it.
Nah, maybe no these days.
What's your instrument, Bob Jebb? What instrument do you play?
I play the bass. I have done for 50 odd years.
Bob Jebb,
bass.
I'm going to change the rock.
Is that all you play? You double bass?
No, it's an electric bass.
Electric guitar, okay.
The Stones are my
expert.
I'm left-handed actually, aye, but I've got a wee bit more money than him.
Like it, Bob Jebb. To be fair, I think Bob Jebb would be in a different class to some of the other entertainers. He can take that any way he likes.
Definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
I think it's only right, Stevie, that we touched on the sort of news that broke in some of the media outlets about the former chairman trying to come back to the club in some shape or form. Is it which Mr. Trainer intimated today that some media outlets would be making mischief up to the 2nd of January, or do you think there's anything in the so-called story?
Jim Taylor that broke it. Listen, I know there's been a few grumblings with Dave King and Club 1872, then you're hearing these snippets that he's maybe wanting back onto the board and stuff again, but, you know, I'm going to be honest, Ox. I really don't read into an awful lot of things like that. Yeah, you actually know something does break and really happen. You know, as far as it is now, I believe it's only grumblings. Maybe you can enlighten us in the situation a wee bit now.
We've not heard anything official, mate. We've not heard anything official. It's only,
no.
You know, but it's stories that's in the press. It's in all the papers. He's still our biggest shareholder, Bridge, so he's still part of our club. I hope if he is coming back, it's with a shoulder of the wheel to get together with everybody, no to conveying agendas, because the last thing we need is a civil war, Bridge, man.
Yeah, and you're right, he's the biggest shareholder in the club. And he's every right to ask for a seat on the board, being the biggest shareholder. Obviously, it's up to the fans and the other shareholders to say yes or no. I don't know who would block him. Somewhere along the line, you might end up with a court case if you follow me, if you go down that road. It's got to be handled very carefully. But yeah, I agree with you. If he gets in, we want him to be in. And he comes in, I hope he's not straight onto the board in an executive position. He can come into the board and be non-executive and put his head down and get working along with the other people for Rangers. Only for Rangers and nobody else. Only for Rangers. One for all.
All things in life, I just hope that Dave King, I'll never forget what he done for our club, Bob Jerry, but I just hope that we don't get into a situation where we don't look at him as fondly as we do at the moment in time,
Well, we don't want any unrest in any way, shape or form. Things are going well. We've got the new administration and the team's starting to pick up, play better, and we're going in the right direction. But we didn't want any unrest behind the scenes because it can filter through the playing staff. We know that for better experience. As you say, if Mr. King does come back in, well, okay, on a peaceful footing. No more civil wars at Rangers. We've had enough of that. We've been doing, we're back, we're champions. We're looking to be champions again. We're heading in the right direction. I didn't want any unrest. Because I'm like a lot of guys. I didn't care a lot about the administration as well. The basics of the administration of the club. And I've seen it go from boom to bust, and we didn't want anything like that happening again. Not that I would envisage any bust happening again, but we didn't want any unrest. Everything's gone smoothly at the moment. Keep it going. As Bud says every night, keep it going for the Rangers. That's the most important thing.
I think for a start, Dave King, he won't get a seat on the board as a director on the board, as an executive director. He can't do that because they all get voted on the AGM. So they would have to do some machinations within the board to make the seat available to him. But he would have to just accept the fact he can't do nothing until his name gets put forward to I would imagine, to an AGM and get voted on. As I say, unless there's special powers that the board have got, they can just whack him straight in and that's all there is to it, then fine, that'll be it. But we've just had the AGM now, and the board's just been voted in, and he voted against, what do you call him, Douglas Park's son. So as far as I'm concerned, he's got to cock Annie, because he's going to walk into a blaze of his own making if he starts anything in there. He needs to watch what he's doing. I love the guy. I'll welcome him back with open arms. He comes back in and he does what he did, the way he did it before. Don't want any nonsense, but the board's all settled. We need to go on. We need to go on with our life now. Be Rangers. Be trouble.
I don't want him. But he's a guy that we've spoke about before, Stevie, with the utmost respect, which is unusual for people from Castlemilk, I know, but but we will never forget what him along with the Three Bears done for the club. Never. Us of a certain vintage, we'll never forget them. And if he does get involved and we go from strength to strength and he's part of it, we'll doff our hat once again. But we just don't want any. We want us to go forward united.
Absolutely.
Stevie?
We're a family, Ox. We're the Rangers family, and nobody gets left behind or forgotten. Whether it's the boys that died in the terraces or whether it's guys like Walter Smith, nobody gets left behind or forgot. What Dave King done for our club of the Three Bells, we'll all tip our hats, we always will. But what we don't want is any unrest. I'm going to fling my hat in the ring here and say, Douglas Park and John Bennett, I've got every bit of trust in these guys with my season ticket money and anything else I pump into Rangers. I totally trust these guys. I know they don't make the board up, there's other guys there, but the board that's there, I am delighted to have them there. They all feel the same way and want what Stephen McPherson wants, and I think that for me just speaks volumes in them. And I just don't want any unrest. If Mr. King's got a wee underlying situation, let's hope they can sort it behind closed doors and it doesn't go into the media for them to pick at the bones of it, and twist it and make it bigger than actually what it is. There's just something sitting right in our way them. And the Mr. King wanting back in the board, the rumours are that he wants back in the board. That it's as if he's went back in the board to prove something to somebody, and I hope that's not the case. I hope they're all putting their shoulder to the wheel and they're all pulling the one way for the sake of our club that we love.
Here, Stevie. Here.
I get it.
Said, bud.
I get it. We'll see what it is. This is obviously But we'll see if it runs and runs. I suppose in some respects it was just maybe as well that Club 18 never 72 never took his shares as such, because that option wouldn't have been there for him. But look, if it's all sorted and he wants to come back and get behind and help drive us forward, yeah, I'm all for it. But the other option, I don't know if there's this. I don't like when family fights, Steve, here.
No, nobody does. It always ends up bad things, when family fight, it does end up rosy, and the bottom line for me is the board that's there just now and the way the team are playing, the support's galvanised, the team's now got all sorts of assets all over the park. On the board, we've got people we can trust, and we just don't want to upset the apple cart again. I just hope this can be done the way Rangers men fix things with a bit of class and a bit of dignity, and we can all move on. And I hope it's the last we hear about it in the board in a wee while. We've got a league championship to win here. It's worth £40 million.
Yes.
We'll say it again, guys. We'll say it again.
Okay, listen, come and join us. It's a phone-in show. We need you to make it work. The number's 0141 356 1972. Yeah, it's easy, isn't it? It's easy, Bob Jet, to come and join us, isn't it?
It's dead easy. It's great. It's brilliant. That's how you spend your evening on Rangers Radio. There you go. But no,
nicest wee place in the world at the moment, boys. Nicest wee place in the world at the moment.
Can I come in, Si?
On you go, Bob, yeah.
As you can, I've never been one for the politics of the club, but I'm obviously aware of everything that's going on. There's been a monumental amount of hard work with people behind the scenes to get Rangers back where they are, back on top. And that's where we intend to stay. And words like upsetting the apple, phrases like upsetting the apple cart come to mind. Then you do it. If you've got a good thing, let it keep rolling on to a better thing. And that's your ultimate aim at the moment, is to get better. We're good now, we're going to get better. So, Mr. King, if you come in, might be a good thing. You don't know. I didn't care. I'm not a board member or a money man. I just want the best for the Rangers, just like the rest of you. Basic as that.
I think so do we, Bob Jaron.
Well, of course you do.
And so did, but I think the trouble we've not got our enemies to see in the media, in the media.
Anywhere. Anywhere.
Okay. Aye. So, we'll see what it takes us, and we'll watch this story with interest. And
yes. If
the motives are right, we'll take it from there. But we'll see what it takes us, and hopefully it'll work out all right. Either that, Bridgeman, or you're going to have to take a visit to the bank, and you're going to have to empty that Swiss one, mate, and get this sorted.
The old saying was, we used to talk about this a couple of times as well. If you win money, and the what do you call it, the lucky dip or whatever they call it, lotto, Euro millions, would you give some of it to Rangers? And I don't know, MD had said they wouldn't. I don't know, other than the Celtic fans, if you wanted to ask them, but most assuredly, absolutely 100%, some of that would go into Rangers.
I'm no one for spreading rumours, but I'm hearing they're selling seats direct for the stadium for Christmas presents, mate, because they're not being used.
Is that right? Don't tell me that's the truth, mate. You're kidding on. Just for the Old Firm game?
No. I'm talking about permanently. They've never been used. All right.
Oh my God.
All right. I think we've been joined by Alex. We wish all evening, Alex.
Good evening, Oaks here. Bridgeman, Stevie, Bob J.
All right, Alex. How are you, man?
I'm good. Yourselves?
All the better for hearing your dulcet tones, Alex. One of life's gentlemen you are.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Not a problem. You're more than welcome. We've also been joined by Old Davy. Evening, Old Davy.
You caught me there. I've got a chocolate in my mouth.
Again.
I thought I was on next there, and he says, "Hello, I like them." Well, I'm just eating my sweetie.
Well, I'll tell you what, see if you look to your right, there's some gobstoppers. Take 4 of them and we'll speak to you when you're done.
It's all right, Ox. I can sick and talk at the same time.
I bet it's not the first time you've said that, all do you know? Right.
You better believe it.
What's on your mind, Alex? Alex, what's on your mind? Let him finish.
Oh, sorry, I was just listening to David. I was quite listening to David.
Intriguing, isn't it?
He can't talk at the same time.
No, I got a red card last night. I got a red card.
On you go, Alex.
Oh, just delighted with the performance at Tynecastle.
Were you through, Alex? Were you through?
No, I never got a ticket. Oxford. In fact, the club only got one ticket, basically. That was it.
There you go. We were the same. One ticket.
Well, there you know, it's the same with Aberdeen. They're only 700 getting up there. I know, apparently, but I know for a fact they've got about 1,000 going. My 2 boys, they get tickets right enough. But that's another. They're only 700 allocated up there and all. So I don't know what the hell's happening with all these teams, but they're certainly cutting back in the allocation, and it's causing a bit of problems in that, especially the Rangers support and that.
Can I come in there, Alec?
Yeah, when you go, Stevie.
Alec, how did you feel? You go to the games, you got a ticket, you'd have been there, right? His name is me, my boy, right? We go everywhere we can, right? We get tickets. Yeah. I'm watching the game on Sunday, and I'm looking at the segregated end. Our end's full. You've got the gap with the banners over, and then you've got their end, and all you could see seat. And then you get down the other end to the half end of the goal, and all you can see seats all over the place. And it's absolutely disgusting the way they're treating football fans, isn't it? It really is. I mean, they're you, me, and my boy. We would have been there if we get tickets, and there's seats all over that stadium, and it's absolutely ridiculous. And then if they're not playing great, Alec, or you can get the full end again. You know, take the full end, because Hearts are not doing that great. We're third in the league now, we're doing great. You're only getting 800. You know, and it actually used to be, they used to give you half the end, and then it went to you're only getting a quarter now, 800. You know, depending on where they're sitting in the league. It's an absolute joke. There should be something set in stone at the start of the season where no matter where you're sitting in the league, if you're giving away support that end, give them that end. All right, by all manner of means, you know you're not going to get the same with Ross County fans and guys like that. They're not going to take them the honour. But at the start of this, level with Rangers is still at the start of the season. They're absolute out of order doing what they're doing. Their hate for our club is just more than the love for their own. It's just cut the nose up and spite their face.
Absolutely, well said.
They'll need us before we need them.
Anyway, the
performance, Alex.
The problem that they've got is because of the allocation that they're given, especially Aberdeen as well. I know for a fact there'll be over 1,000 Rangers fans going up there, right? And they're not going to have tickets. And this is a problem that they've got. This is what they're creating now, because this comes on the 29th of December. The majority of the boys are on holiday, and the bus is going to be packed. They're going to put a bus on. I'll know about it right enough, but I know kids that are going. Now that's what they're going. They're going to go to Aberdeen to try and get tickets into the game. And you know what happens then? So this is what creates, instead of giving us a proper allocation, used to get the full of the beach end away back, you all remember. And this is what's happening. We're cutting back and they're cutting back. And that game will be the same, that Aberdeen game. There'll be spaces all over the ground. And what you're no wanting the young team picking up these tickets now. And this is what I'm telling you now, you can see what's going to happen. So something's really got to get sorted out and try and give the Rangers support a bigger support. By the way, they're losing money, these teams, and all. This is the thing about it. They're on their knees.
Hundreds and hundreds of thousands, mate. Cut off their nose to spite their face. It's mental, mate.
It's absolutely crazy. It's crazy, but there you go. It's the problem. But the game itself, I was delighted they're going to Tynecastle and that, and the sucker punched 2 goals. And I'm lucky, I know Sakali, he puts the other one in, it's 3-0. That's the game really dead. No, fantastic. I think obviously the European game and that has been a right good week for Rangers, and I've got to agree with everybody. We definitely look now as if we've got the grip between the teeth, and there's a lot of harmony between the team. You can see the players in that, and this is what we're looking for. And it's just onwards and upwards now as far as I'm concerned.
All right, Glasgow Cup B team finished tonight. Rangers 3, Partick Thistle 0. 2 goals for the young boy for Colombia. I don't know if I pronounce it Algeria, and McCausland got the other one. Yeah. Okay, talking about sucker punches. We've been joined by Davies with us now. Hope you're finished that chocolate orange, mate.
The message just came in there too on my screen.
We heard her. She was live on the air.
I'm good to go now.
All right, just you let us know when you're ready. We'll hold the show up. We'll stay on as long as you want, as long as you're ready, Davey. All right?
Yes, okay, right, here we go. Evening, Alec. Evening, boys. I mean, I think when we talk about it's simple. It's dead easy. The answer is no one likes us. We don't care. That's what we're up against, and that will never change. And that's how you get the ticket scenarios all the time.
That's a fair comment, mate. I get what you're coming for. Their hatred for your club, they're selling Saturdays, they've cut off their nose to spite their face. I mean, Hearts, they're just using Hearts. There was enough seats in their ground that they could have moved that whole support. That ground would have been absolutely jam-packed. The ground would have been full, better atmosphere, everything's better. They make more money. Everybody's a winner. We get another 1,500 bears getting seats. Everybody's happy. It looks an even better spectacle on the telly with the ground absolutely full. Everything's better. I don't understand it, David, but I'm like yourself. I'm a very simple man.
I'm glad you said that.
It's true, isn't it?
I've already had 2 yellows. Oh, you're dead right. You're dead right. Point right on the button.
You know, I can't understand it. I'll go to Stevie. I don't understand their logic. It doesn't make business sense, does it?
Nah. Listen, Ann Budge is a daft woman. Listen, she's a business woman. It's just hatred for our club. It's silliness. There's nobody a winner there. The Rangers fans are there winning. The Hearts fans, let's be honest, their end was empty. Absolutely empty. There were seats all their end. You know, and have you boys pointing out at the television, look at that. We could have been at that game. Look at the seats all the place. Unreal. And is it good for Scottish football? Definitely no. Is it good for Hearts losing out in a couple of £100,000? Probably no. They could probably be doing me, I would say. And it's just absolute. No. I mean, what advantage did they gain? They get beat 2-0.
All right. I think we've been joined by Dave. This is Davey for Grangemouth. Evening, Davey.
Evening, Ox.
How are we doing, mate?
I'm good. And the boys, family?
Aye, we're all good, mate. I don't know if I would use the term boys tonight. I'm the youngest on here by a distance.
I knew you were getting there, is it, Ox?
No, not at all, mate.
I just threw the plug.
I tell you what, the makeup department for this has to start earlier every night. Carry on, mate.
A couple of wee points. One, you were on about Dave King, and hope he's not going to rock the board. I didn't see that because he'd done a lot to save our club.
I agree.
And he's not going to come in and destroy it again, just with the bickering and that. Because
I don't think he would destroy it, mate. I just don't want any. I don't want a civil war, to coin a better phrase, yeah?
Aye, well, I didn't see that, to be honest. I think he's... if it's true, or if it's just mischief making, all these people, they're just trying to stir us up again, eh? And you can... all the press and that, they just didn't want us to be there.
Listen, I hope you're right, and my concerns are totally unfounded, mate, yeah? And I think that Dave King's been fabulous for our club, you know, fabulous.
Aye. Well, he's a man that saved us. And so I didn't see him coming back into cause eruptions and
your second point, mate?
And that. Second point was about So the way we're playing and all that, we've won a watch with Stevie G sneaking out the back door, because we were going stale when especially this season. I spoke to you before earlier about it, and I thought we were going stale, and we're playing fairly negative football. All they wanted to do was hold it and pass it back sideways and all that. And I spoke to you before about the fitness of the players. I didn't think they're that fit. But you can see a difference now. That they've stepped up a bit. They're working a lot harder.
It's an attitude of fitness, David. What do you think?
Well, no, it's probably both. Attitude now, yeah.
Or both.
Well, maybe a bit of both. I don't know how well they're training and so forth. But I think Gio likes them to be fit and to working. And that's what we're doing. And we want to be going forward. And as I say, with Bonner, he's playing out his skin. And I think part of it is because the big basses beside him.
Left-sided player, mate, yeah.
Aye. The two are left-sided. Well, big basses are left back, basically, yeah.
I think so.
And he got shown up a couple of times at the weekend, but it's just an experience. But he slots in well when Bonner's there and when they're defending.
All right, I'll take your points to Big Stevie and then a couple of lads. Stevie?
Aye. All right, Davey. I'll take your first point. The first point you made about Dave King, right? I totally agree. Dave King was the saviour of our club along with the three bells and whatever. But just in recent times, Davey, my fingers are crossed. I hope they can sort it the way Rangers men sort it, nice and quiet, and get things ironed out. Obviously, there's a problem somewhere. The media know too much for my liking when they can print stuff about Club 1872 and Dave King and the fallout with a young boy Park. So somebody's letting the cat out the bag somewhere, David, whether we like it or no. But let's just hope that the rest of it's the usual Scottish media, maybe escalating things a wee bit. Nobody will ever know what's going on behind the scenes, but let's just hope it can get ironed out if there is a problem. On your second point, Davey, I would just like to say you're totally right. We were too predictable just there at the end with Stevie G. We were flat, we were slow, our fitness looked a problem, we were going behind games all the time. That was something out the norm. So maybe Gio came in just at the right time. Maybe Stevie G done us a favour, just the way it worked out. And I think now we've got a new lease of life. There's players there now, Davey. I don't know if you agree with me. They're playing with football with a smile on their face again. Morelos, Aribo, Big Borna's back to his norm. The goalie, he's back to Alan McGregor. Wow, what happened to him since the semi? So it looks as if Gio's come in at the right time and he's tweaked things. His wingers are playing as wingers, defenders are playing as defenders, and things are really looking up for us. So I hope that I can answer some of your points, mate.
Alex Fisher, when you come, mate, give us your thoughts.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. The Dave King scenario, I'm not really too sure about it, what it's about. Just what I've heard myself. We're really in a good place at the moment. We're really not wanting to look for any distractions off the park. I just hope they can solve it indoors and that, what the problem seems to be. I'd rather no comment on that because I don't even know much about it, to be quite truthful.
That's fair. Carry on with the football side of things, mate.
The football side, I totally agree with you, Colin. The team's got a spring in their step now. So there was definitely something just not right to the inner end there, how things was going. Especially, I've said before, I felt something wasn't right after the Malmo game. We got knocked out of Europe. It just seemed to be, do you call it, whether that was the one that Gerrard really wanted to get into the Champions League to show his soul, and maybe, unfortunately, we get beaten. They weren't a great team either, Malmo, but they beat us, and that was in the BL. And whether that just transferred right to the team.
Can I ask you a quick question there? Do you think we lost that game because our pre-season was so one-paced, mate, and weren't they prepared for it?
That's a good fair comment, by the way, because you look back at the pre-season The only one you could take any positive was the Real Madrid game because of the rest of them away down there at Tranmere and that. And it has got a lot to do with it. It just seemed after that we seemed to be caught into a shell. Guys were playing with no confidence and nobody really wanted the ball, and it was other things was happening with the team. I'll tell you what you do. If you just look back there and you watch the team there that last Saturday when they scored the goal, this was what really came to me, right? Jimmy Bell's Faywisher, right? His grandson knows the boys in that young Ross. He's a postman. When you see the goal get in, you see how happy Jimmy Bell is. He's absolutely excited. When you watch about 4 or 5 games, if you get back when Gerrard and that was there, Jimmy Bell wasn't looking enthusiastic. So that tells me there was something just not going right in there. I don't know, but it's maybe it was just festering away. And the good thing about it is when we get Gio Van Bronckhorst in, he just walked in and he just fit into the glove. And he's took the team to another level. And here's hoping this is the start of it.
All right, talking about people who always fit with the glove, we've been joined by the one and only, I say the one and only, George for EK. Evening, George.
Evening, Alex Kelly. Evening, Suicide. Pardon me, Suicide. You sound the double of Stevie for the drum, by the way. I feel for wee Jambo. I'm going to what's the law, my dad? And of course, Bridgeman, how would be still there? The bass player, Gene Jackins for Mel, and Bridgeman. I mean,
carry on, George.
Peter Pan, Oxia.
Thank you, mate. I like that. I'll take that one.
Peter Pan, you're kidding on. You're playing right in his hands there.
You're right, George. The bandit never grew up. You're right, George. You're spot on. You're spot on. You're not the first one to say that. Anyway, George, what's on your mind, George?
I'm just going up to say, you know what I mean? I'm not worried. If these clubs don't want to give us seats, they're just, I mean, stop them. They're all going to end up being a third one, you know what I mean? So, it's up to them all, you know what I mean? I
get it, George, but I mean, if you were about my age, early 20s and that, and you were wanting to go again, you know, I think that's the point that Alex trying to make. It's the young boys are young boys. They're caught up in it. They want to go and watch the Rangers. We had that choice. We could go. You were going to maybe Motherwell. You were getting maybe it was pay at the gate, Alex.
Aye, days. See, back in the days, I thought they were brilliant. By the way, going to away days was what it was all about. You know what I mean? I used to love going away.
Those were the days, right enough, guys.
One at a time, lads. One at a time. There's a lot on the call. Carry on, George.
There's a lot away days, man. I mean, every week, man, but every second week, I just loved that. That was a buzzing it off. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, I get it. I understand it. I think like a lot of things in life at the moment, the young ones are getting shafted, and I think that's the point that Alex making. They just want to go and watch their team, and I don't think we can order. Davey, what was it like in your day? Obviously pre-war and that with that famous team you had.
Jam. It was actually. Good evening, George. Good evening, George. Good evening, David.
One at a time.
Good evening.
Answer the question.
I will if I can get in. I certainly enjoyed the pay gates because I could jump out of turnstiles in the days. I just took a runny and went out there and either fell down and then run like clappers. So it was great. The only thing was that some of the grounds, they used to slam the door shut in your kisser. So you had to be quick. But regarding what Davey was... Regarding what... Sorry.
Davey, I saw that in Tannadice in the 80s. A guy ran, he's a pure cracker. A guy from Rangers ran and tried to dive for a turnstile. He's in mid-dive. The guy shut the door. The fucking blister knocked out.
Aye, okay. Those were the days, boy. Those were the days. what would it do?
I think
Well, I'd like to get back to what Davey was mentioning, and I think we're all getting carried away with the Dave King scenario. If that's that's just total media bullshit. And
What the line, Davey? What's it?
Well, BS, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Smells the same. It smells the same. But the thing is that that's the media at their best. So it's like a Daily Record. I'm never bought a Daily Record.
I think it came from some good Rangers sources as well, mate. Yeah.
Aye, but I think it gets stretched a bit, Ox. I think they just take it and becomes an elastic band. Nobody will know. And
Anyway,
it's not a big deal to do anyway. It's about how we're playing at the moment. That's the deal.
On the park. Right, okay, I'm going to ask, go back to Alex, and then I think we've also been joined by Andy for Leeds. Alex, I think that was the point you were making. It wasn't so much about the allocation, it was the fact of the young team. All they want to do is go and watch the football.
Yeah, well, that's what you got to look after. These kids, they're loving it. These kids are loving it, man. They look back at all the vintage of the games, man, years ago, and you've seen Celtic Park with the full end. Oh, everything. All the crowds were there, now it's allocated, it's cut. My boys, this is no kidding you, right? The 2 tickets, you've 2 tickets for Aberdeen. And there have been guys on the phone to them, offering them X amount of money, right, the new, for the tickets. And they're like, there's no chance they're going to the game. This is what I'm saying, this is what's created now. The young team are on holiday and all. They're on holiday now, Oxford, and they're desperate to get up to this game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it's about. They support the team everywhere. Everywhere, man. They just love it.
I know. Anyway, talking about young team, we've been joined by Andy for Leeds. Evening, Andrew.
Good evening, chap. Good evening. Hope everybody's okay. Fantastic debates there, right enough. You kind of stole my thunder. I think the great shame for me is with the reduced crowds or not getting it is the young team are staying out. And for me, being the older guy, I want to watch all these young guys coming up with packed behind the goals and up the sides, making a new generation. That makes it sad for me there. What I can't understand, I mean, down in here, they're saying Leeds is going to be badly affected, with the people staying at home with the new variant that's coming out now. Now, they're clamouring to get people in because the businesses have not got... Now, if we get another COVID, another strike or nip hits again, half of the clubs are going to go to the wall, surely. I also thought as well that, and as a league game goes, or am I missing something? Are we not entitled to so many briefs anyway?
I think you've got to remember that if you say that's about 5%, that's about right. 1,000 tickets at that run. What's it, about 20,000 roughly, doesn't it?
Yeah,
so, so...
Yeah, I'm getting you there. But you wouldn't, would you? Let's be honest, it's like an hotel or anything, isn't it? You can put all their fans in one area and know for a fact that Rangers would take the tickets for the three sides of the ground. That's financial suicide to me. I can't get paid doing that.
Listen, but people always cancel. I've had loads of people cancel with the race night because they think Alex Kelly's going to sing,
Don't worry about that. He'll be well zipped. He'll be called Mr. Zippy because I'm going to got a zip on him. And that'll be tight when we get him up there. Oh, dear me.
But supply and demand, I don't understand the logic behind it, but listen, I get it. I get what Alex saying. I think we're on support it. We want to look after the young support. They've got to start going to away games. It becomes a habit. You support the team. You move on, your life moves on, you maybe move away with jobs, get married, kids, you can't go as often, but you've got that purple patch in your life, Stevie, where you can go and then it comes again when you can maybe take your own son like you're doing this now.
Listen, mate, I understand people saying, look, it doesn't matter, if they don't want to use the ticket, then that's their loss and that. Listen, I'd have rather been standing with the teddy bears in that terrace and Sunday, singing Tavernier had Jake came a roofing Matchday and bouncing about like a big salmon and sucking that atmosphere up, watching the Rangers winning 2-0 and sitting in your living room listening to that commentary on Sky Sports. Now, believe me, it's hard, and I'm way Alec, you've got to look after the young boys. I mean, I was there for the Sooners right through. I mean, we were going to Park Eden. You could put your bottom dollar on, sell it, but batter you morning, noon and night, and you could down the park and get the winner. You were pretty confident. We've got here today. We'll get 3 points, no problem. These boys are just tasting success now, the young team. And it's a shame they can't get in and get a taste of the atmospheres with the full ends, the full Hearts End, the full end at Easter Road. And they got a wee taste of it there at Easter Road, mind you. The atmosphere was absolutely fantastic in Easter Road, by the way, because we had the full Rangers End there. But like the Hearts there, the boys are not sampling the full atmosphere the way that full end there on Sunday we won 2-0. What an atmosphere that would have been in that Rangers End. And the young boys are missing out on that. Is there no a bigger picture here, guys? We're trying to promote Scottish football. We're trying to attract more sponsorship. We're trying to attract more money to bring better players and so on and so on. And all clubs are doing is cutting their nose off to spite their face. And it's the exact same with the tickets for the semi-final, and then when it comes to a final, they're wanting 25,000.
Oh, what was the win? We're in the final. What did they take for the semi? 7,000. They wanted 25 for the final. I know who they played. You don't care, but what I'm saying is, where's the logic in that? Yeah.
No, Ox, you're right. I mean, there's 10 of us on this call now, 10 or 12 of us, whatever's on this call now. And we've probably got very a clue how to sort Scottish football than the idiots that run it. It's an absolute joke. I mean, this is the same.
Usually I would agree with you, but I've looked through the panel and I don't know if you're right.
Listen, we've all taken it alone.
See you later, boys.
You're all educated now, Oxford.
What's that, George?
You're all educated now.
Oh, yes, she's definitely educated, and some of the schools were approved. I know, some of the schools are approved, mate. But listen, George, you're right, and I get your point about we don't care about other clubs. I'm not talking about them, George. I'm talking about our support.
Exactly, mate. I 100% get it, man. I mean, I'm taking it for granted back in the days when I was going to all the games, man. I never missed a game back then, I mean, especially in the away game, home game, but in the away games, I just loved them, know what I mean? And now you can
what's your memory?
And he's like, what was it like that? And it's dead strange, like, talking to him about it, know what I mean? It's like something that's like bygone era, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Aye, but the other thing I know is I'll bring Dave for Grangemouth. Is one of the things about it, Dave, is that the young team, even if they do get a ticket, they can't even go with their mate because he can't get a ticket, you know?
That's right, Ox. They just can't get tickets now.
Aye.
I say, I think it's last year. What I'd have liked to have seen is just Rangers putting a ban on away tickets, just to make a point to see that we can't get messed about. And I ken where a lot of the young team are coming from, because I used to go to all the away games and that as well. But sometimes you've got to make a stance, cut your nose off to spite your face, and just to let the rest of Scottish football see that we're not going to get messed about. And I told you before, that's not stopping the boys to go on. I mentioned before, Rangers should just say, well, we're not, if you're going to mess us about, we're not going to take any away tickets. If their fans want away tickets, they can go through the club, the away club, Hibs, Hearts or wherever, and they've got to look after them then. And any stewarding and all that, it's not to do with Rangers Football Club, it's to do with them.
I don't know if that would be the case in the media or if something happened, mate, if they were on there with red, white and blue on, you know.
No. If we know in charge, see our fans that goes to the away games, is it we know got our own stewards to look after them?
There is a mixture of stewards there, mate, depending where they are. Outside the ground and inside it be different, you know. But it's always our stewards, mate. It's always our stewards, not every ground.
But that would give the other clubs more administration headache than the way it is now.
Aye, I know, but if you said to your young team, and there's a downside to that, if you said to your young team you can go up to Aberdeen or bring Alex for what's on with us, if you said you can go up and buy the tickets up there, there'd be 5,000 or pocketed out of that Aberdeen stadium in a couple of weeks' time. It's a recipe for disaster, Alex.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Absolutely. That's what's going to happen. It's quite good that Davy's saying that, for Rangers to take the ban. But the problem is, it's never ever going to happen, because you're going to have Rangers fans still going to travel. It's been proved over the years. There's a hardcore that'll always go. So we've got to try and keep it structured as best we can. It's just that we call it, as we've said before, if they decide just to give them a bit bigger allocation, you wouldn't have the problem. Because these young kids are chatting at the bit. They just love it. And every one of us have had our great days, away days. We've followed them everywhere. It's because you see the young kids now and how enthusiastic and what they want to do. They're looking down the calendar, these kids, looking to see the away games and getting it all planned. That's how much they love the Rangers. And it's only a bit of success they've had. There's only last year, mind. What's going to happen in 2 or 3 years' time, and they keep winning?
When I look at this panel, they'll no dare that mess in case they don't make it, Right, I'm going to change.
Folks, can I come in there just a wee minute?
Make it quick, mate. I'm going to change the subject last few minutes, Davey.
Aye, well, is this what Alex was saying? Well, to a certain extent, it's right, but my grandson, when we won the Danewell or that, going through, having to come through, he loved going to all these games.
Aye.
And it's in his blood. And it's the same way, all the youngsters, it's in their blood now.
Aye.
And I used to get it when he was playing in that. All his pals, they were all the Rangers songs and everything, they kent all them. And it was just, it's the way they're brought up, isn't it? It's in the family.
Aye, I'll never go away. Listen, but you've got to look to the future as well as the past, Listen, I just want, Alex, listen, I want your thoughts on tomorrow night quickly, and I want your team, Alex.
Tomorrow night, I reckon we could win 2-3-0.
Right.
The team, I would have basically the same team. Maybe a change, maybe a tweak, maybe Hadji coming in for maybe a for Arfield. But that's all. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same team also.
Who did you bring in for Arfield there?
Hadji.
George UK?
I'm going with the exact same team at the weekend. Exact same team. No changes next week.
All right, okay. And the score, George? The score?
4-0.
You're a wise man. I've always said it, mate. You just hide it well. Andy Felix?
Aye, same team, 3-0.
3-0, mate. Davy for Grangemouth?
Same team, and I'm going for 2-0.
2-0. Second half?
Second half, 2-0.
The star of the show, old Davy?
I'll take the same team all day long, and I'll take anyone, never mind what the score is.
Yeah. Andy Felix?
They told you.
Oh, did you? Sorry, mate, my list. I'm not doing my list. Is that everybody? I think it is, isn't it? I missed anybody?
Big Stevie.
No, I'm not. I'm getting used in the end. You don't count. You're on the normal used to. Bob,
I said it.
You said it.
I discussed it earlier.
Earlier, you didn't wait till the soap operas were finished before you phoned us, Bob. You're a real man, yeah?
I'm a real man.
Over to Big Stevie.
I didn't read the selection boxes a fortnight before Christmas.
I'm on a radio show. I've just put a gobstopper on my mouth. That's a classic. On you go, Stevie.
Listen, thanks for having us tonight, Ox. It's been absolutely brilliant to bring you. Listen, some of the bells that are on here, Alex at Wishaw, Bob there, old Davy, and the rest of the troops that are on there. But I must pay homage to the legend himself, the Bridgeman. It's been great being your partner tonight, Bridgeman, and absolutely fantastic. By the way, I've been called outside 3 times tonight, by the way. I'll tell you, this night out, I can't wait to get a hoddy on yous. You are topping it at this night out, by the way. Every single, I've got a notepad and pen here. A notepad and pen taking notes. And you believe me, even the SBS get-togethers, Southside and Stevie, we are going to get you.
It's over to you, Bridgeman.
Oh, what can I say to that? Absolutely superb. Well done, Big Steve. And yeah, thank you very much, Stevie, for being my buddy tonight. It's an absolute
No
pleasure.
problem.
Can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here, on Rangers Radio, one more sleep, and it's the biggest game of the season coming up for us. So everybody, keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers really need us. Keep it going.
Can I thank all the callers, and I thank the boss for taking all the calls tonight. Thanks to the boss putting up all the calls tonight. Thanks to each and everybody. Good laugh, good comment, good passion for our club. I thank Stevie and Bridgman for joining us in the show. Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals and sorting out the technicals as usual. Thanks to them for that. Thanks for listening. Please stay safe if you can. Enjoy the ball game tomorrow night. But we'll be on at 6:45 with a pre-match show. Thanks for listening. Take it away, Old School Blue.